Good morning. Today is July 6th, and it is a Thursday. It is 9:19 in the morning. My name is Frank, but I'm also known as Pop Pop. I'm the co-owner of Glamma Travels with my lovely wife, Tamara, also known as Glamma. We have been in business since 2016, providing beautiful experiences for beautiful people just like you. Today I want to talk about our most recent trip we just finished, and that was Space A travel to Naples, Italy. We flew out of Norfolk. First question, what is Space A? Space A means, for military purposes, space available. So you compare it to flying commercially standby. I know a lot of people that have not flown standby and might not be familiar with that term. So let's say your plane was overbooked, or let's use a different term. Let's say you missed your flight due to weather. So they put you on the next plane standby. So if there's seats that are open and available, you will be able to board that plane. So we don't have a guaranteed ticket. We just can board if there's space available. Hence the term. So, being prior military, I had to see if I qualified to fly space available. There's different categories. To find out the information for all of the categories, you can go to amc.af.mil. They have all of the information for Space A. Some of the other resources I use was spacea.net, popandsmoke.com, YouTube, and Google. Also Facebook. There's a lot of groups on Facebook with information. There's actually groups for each individual port that you're trying to leave from. Terminal air terminal that you're trying to leave from. Getting on those boats, and I've been working on a lot of cruise stuff lately, so ports popped into my mind. Terminal. Anyway, so that is where I got all of the information I needed to find out about Space A, because it's not readily available. It is on those sites, but it's not readily available to just say, hey, I want to do this and go. So it's a lot of research involved. So it started over a year ago. My daughter came up with the suggestion that I fly to Naples out of Norfolk, pick up our granddaughter, and bring her back. I'm retired military, so I fall under category 6, which means I can fly United States and out of the United States. My granddaughter is category 3 because they're active duty. Her dad is active duty. So she falls under me because I was category 6 and I was the dependent per se. We had to get paperwork notarized by the lawyer for me to bring her back. A lot of stuff I wouldn't do again. Anyway, so this year, my wife and daughter decided to go with us. So, all three of us went and visited our oldest daughter in Italy for 2 weeks. And we took the Patriot Express. Again, I found out about the Patriot Express through the research, and that was with Papa Smoke and amc.af.mil. So, the first thing you need to do is find out if you qualify for Space A, finding out what category you fall under, and then find out where you're trying to go and what airport or terminal is closest to you that will get you there. For us, we're going to Europe, which was Italy. We found out that Baltimore and Norfolk fly to Europe. Correction, not Italy. So that's how we settled on Norfolk. And just luckily she was in Naples, so we didn't have to travel after we got off the airplane. We were there. But if you're looking to do tours and see the cities, Naples would be a good stopping point, and in Europe. Get off in Italy, and then you could plan your trip, and then try to plan your trip to come back. So, part of the research, Norfolk flies 2 trips to Italy a month. They post it ahead of time, but you still have to check in for a roll call. So, after you find out that you qualify, you have to send an email to the terminal that you plan on using. And that's to sign up for the list. That's first. Before signing up for roll call, you have to sign up to the list to fly. Your name is good on most of the lists for 60 days. However, you need to check with each terminal, because some terminals only do 30 days. So the earlier you figure out that you're going to be able to start this journey is when you want to sign up. But no more than 60 days. So if you plan on traveling in December, I would sign up at the end of October. Maybe a little earlier. Yeah. But just make sure it's within that 60-day window. And then roll call. On the AMC website, you'll see that it says roll call can be done 24 hours before. Says that for Norfolk as well. However, after getting in touch with Norfolk preferred we showed up the day of, no more than 2 to 3 hours before roll call. Roger that. They explained it to us when we got there why they prefer that. Because people would show up for roll call 24 hours before and think that put them at the front of the line. And that's not how it works. So to just diffuse the miscommunication, they wanted us 2 to 3 hours there. And again, when we got to Naples and we talked to them, same thing. They wanted us there 2 to 3 hours before. So it's good to have that good communication to make sure everything is in order. So we found out when roll call was. We used the website. Now with the PE flight, the Patriot Express, they release that information normally the month of. Well, if it's the end of June, they're going to release the July schedule coming up pretty soon, which they did. However, the flights that are not the Patriot Express, they're only 72 hours. So if you're planning to use one of the PAX terminals that are only 72 hours, it's on the fly. So one of the things I would also say when using Space A, you need time. Availability, time, and funds. Because if you can't make the flight out or make the flight back, and you're counting to be somewhere on a certain time, you're going to have those funds. If you're not strapped to a time and everything is flexible, you're going to love using Space A. That's the way we felt about this trip. So, we left here on a Sunday. My daughter had friends, shipmates, stationed in Norfolk. So they picked us up at Norfolk Airport. We spent the night at their house, and we checked in for our flight at the Norfolk's PAC terminal in the morning, Monday morning. It was nice. It was nice to get there early, check in, and then we found out there was 100 possible seats open, so we felt like we were going to make it, and we did. Now, 3 of us flew. Myself, my daughter, and my wife. We had 3 bags that we checked, and we all had our carry-ons, which is just our backpacks, and I had my CPAP machine. So for that, it was $63 for all 3 of us to fly. Man, that was a blessing. All the way to Naples. They fed us 3 times. Man, that was a great flight. Great flight. Then we got there, we had a great time. Great time, and we went to Rome. Got to see Naples this time. Lovely trip. And the grandbabies, what can you say? Spending... Oh, B almost got me. Oh! lovely time with the grandbabies and everything. So after that, it's time to come home. Now, my daughter, her husband Jay, and the grandbabies were coming too. So again, like I said, we had already got in touch with Naples, and they said show up the day of, a couple hours before. So that's before roll call. Same thing. Checked in with the flight. Everything went great. Coming home, it was $154, and we had an additional check bag because we went shopping. No, that's what you're gonna do. So it was only $154 coming home. So we spent a little over $200 on round trip tickets with check bags for 3 people. Man, that was a blessing, and it was great. I every resource we used was helpful. Everyone. It just takes a little bit of time to figure out where you're trying to go, how you're going to get there, and patience. Make sure you pack light. Unfortunately, we didn't because we know it's taking a PE flight. But let's say we didn't make that flight and we could have went up to Baltimore. And if you guys are interested, you'll get on the schedule and see. We could have went up to Baltimore and still got to Europe, and then we could have took the train down to Naples. It'd have been nicer to pack a little bit lighter. But that's for future trips, you know. All right, guys. Peace out. Hope you guys learned from our experience.